Hey YouTube, this video is my initial impressions of the Blizzard Dynamics plow markers and just the idea of LED plow markers in general, as well as how I wired it, as well as I'm calling this video initial impressions despite the fact I have 200 hours on these markers. I've had them on about a month and a half and we've had quite a few storms, so I probably have almost 200 hours on this setup. They are tied into the running lights. And then they are also turn signals, and I'll show you how that works. They're turn signal running light switchbacks, and let's see here. So with the running lights on, turn signal take over, left turns on, right turns on. But also with the running lights off, which I don't know if you can tell the difference. The lights are on, the lights are off. That they actually blink to the on position, to turn on, and they blink the other way. And then if I turn running lights off, they just turn off for the turn signal. But anyways, so how I wired them. So for starters, I'll go with how I mounted them. They're mounted with a 1/2 inch unistrut 90-degree angle, and I used the unistrut angle that has 2 holes, and it has 2 holes here, and I cut one of the holes off. And I did that twice. Now, do I recommend doing 2 sets like this? I'll get into that. Not necessarily. It's a lot of lights. Honestly, the one on the outside is the one that you need. This one is kind of redundant. Also, the yellow caps are awesome. Almost a little bit bright as to the driver, in my opinion, but not too bad. They're pretty sweet, actually. I like it. The black cap ones are great as well. And the fuel line I use, the wires are mounted inside of a fuel line. It's a 3/8, or think about that, 1/2 inch outer diameter fuel line. And then the clamps are 1/2 inch outer diameter. These are vibration dampening clamps, really high quality from a master car. And then the fuel line is super glued into the clamp so it can't slip. And there's another clamp here. And then the actual fuel line has a twist in it, so that as the wing opens, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with how a power plow or a whiteout would open, but let me grab the controller here. If I turn it on, I open this left wing here. Oops, other way. So this wing actually opens and scoops forward. So this wire gets a workout. I haven't had any problems with the wire, and I honestly haven't had very many problems. The first weekend I got this all together, I just zip tied it all, and I actually broke a light because I got too excited. So once I did it properly with these clamps, I haven't had any problems. But the line does not get pinched in this channel here. It's working pretty good. Then, and same thing on the other side. These are a 1/2 inch bolt mount. And then I'm actually using one more clamp to just hold a little bit of service loop down here in case I needed to replace it. There's like 6 inches of service loop here. And same thing on this side. There's some service loop here. Wires are crimped with some really high quality crimps that have epoxy on the inside of them. So when they're crimped and they're heat gunned, the epoxy dries, and it's just an excellent watertight connection. About the best money could buy. So then, I actually did spliced into the factory connector, which is an 11-pin Douglas Dynamics or Western or SnowX connector. I spliced into that, and I got running lights out of it, left turn and right turn. And then I got power and ground off of the pump motor inside the plow cover. And I can post a picture of the diagram of how that works, but basically, left turn and right turn relays are fed by the power from there. There's a fuse and 3 relays underneath this cover. I've done this on Western before, and I've done this is a SnowX 8611 power plow, but it works pretty well. If anything happens to the wiring, you just pop a little fuse. I use a 5 amp fuse, which is plenty. Honestly, a 2 amp fuse would be fine, but I don't carry 2 amp fuses. And yeah, they work great. The markers are awesome. I recommend, this is a 28 inch, the tall one is a 28 inch, which is 4 inches taller than the stock markers are. And the 28 inch is lovely. For these newer trucks, when you drop this blade on the ground, you can barely see the 28 inch marker. This little one with the little yellow, unless I'm sitting on a phone book in the truck, I can't see the little short marker over the hood of this thing. So I would recommend the tall markers. I'm going to the short markers because, well, I just actually am experimenting with the owner of Blizzard Dynamics to try some shorter markers and some different designs and things to see. But I love the shorter markers, but I can't quite see them over the hood of the truck. However, with the yellow top, I actually about can. And I actually pretty much can see this little yellow top when that's down. But if it was a black cap, I wouldn't be able to see it. So this is my initial impressions video because I only have 1 month on these. I do have 200 hours. Initial impressions is their lights are very high quality. Initial impressions is Scott, the owner of I can't even say it, Blizzard Dynamics, is just an excellent man, and he has great customer service, very fast shipper, very good product, like very well thought out. He's put a lot of work into these, and yeah, I'm very satisfied with these markers. I get a lot of people stopping me asking me where I got them. I get the occasional hater making fun of me that my truck looks like something out of Star Wars. But yeah, these are a great marker. I'm happy to become a dealer this summer with him, and we're going to sell them. And I may not sell this portion yet to customers with whiteout type blades. I haven't decided if I'm ready to do this for customers, but I'll definitely mount them on the mold board. V-blades is no problem. And yeah, V-blades and even V-blades with wings is no problem, but I'm not quite sure if this is a mature way to do this yet. Mature enough to sell to customers. But like I said, I have almost 200 hours, so honestly I may just start selling it and just kind of tell people that, you know, there's some risk, and you know, I'm not going to assume the risk that the wings could cause. But with that being said, yeah, big fan of these markers. They're sweet, they're a head turner, they're a safety device too. People forget, you're driving on a country road in the middle of the night and all you see are these two little headlights. Well, these two headlights on your plow looks like this thing is a little tiny Jeep going down the road, when in reality, when this blade is closed, this thing is 8.5 feet wide, and you can't really, the mirrors actually have LEDs in them, so you can see that, but these headlights do not. Now, with these markers, people can tell exactly how wide this thing is, because this blade doesn't look like anything but black until you get right on top of it. So at least people know how wide this thing is going down the road. It helps me as a plowing operator know where my blade is in relation to the sidewalk or the curb or something that I'm trying to clean next to. Yeah, these are a functional device 100%. They actually bring me joy. They're kind of fun. But also, yeah, these are a good product that I recommend to anyone. So anyone with a blade, I recommend these markers. So, but this is my initial impressions. I will do a follow-up review when I get a couple years on them. And I'll let you guys know. Take a look at my video for this plow. I've had it 2 years now. And I've got the initial impressions video of that, and then my 2-year follow-up of that. And I'll try to do that with things. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, here we are, about 200 hours in, and I'm loving these markers so far. So, all right, have a good day, guys.